Hi, fourth graders. Welcome to Unit 11, Lesson 12. Today we'll be learning how to estimate with decimal numbers. So when we estimate decimal numbers, we first want to, when we look at if we're adding or subtracting, estimate the numbers we're working with, and then add to find the rounded answer. So this says estimate the answers by rounding each number to the nearest tenth. So in this regard, it's telling us which place value to round to. So the first thing I'll do is underline the tenths place in both numbers. Remember that we look to the right next door, to see if we need to round up or keep the number the same. So in the first one, 83 hundredths, the 3 will not bump up the 8. So that rounds to just 0.80 or 80 hundredths. In 121 thousandths, the 2 will not bump up the 1, so the 1 stays the same, and everything afterwards changes to zeros. So then I'm adding 80 hundredths plus 100 thousandths. Essentially, that's just adding 8 tenths plus 1 tenth. So our rounded answer would be 9 tenths. We'll do the same thing with the next set of numbers. So I have 9 hundredths plus 8 tenths. So looking at the first one, we have the 0 in the tenths place. I'll look next door, and the 9 will bump it up to 1 tenth. Then I'll be adding, if I look at the next number, so 8 is in the tenths place. Next door, there's nothing, so that's like you can imagine there's a 0 there, which would not bump it up at all. So 8 tenths stays the same. Oh, weird. This one also rounds to 9 tenths. You can see when I line up the decimal place, you would get 9 tenths as our estimated answer. All right, let's take a look at the next one. This one will be different because I do have whole numbers. So it's 3 and 41 hundredths plus 1 and 29 hundredths. So we'll underline the tenths place. This one is the 4. I look next door. The 1 will not bump it up. So remember, the numbers ahead of where you're rounding do not change. So I still have 3 and then 4 tenths now. And in the next number, the 2 is in the tenths place. Look next door. 9 will bump it up. So then I have 1 and 3 tenths now. So when I line up these numbers to add, I end up with the new estimated answer of 4 and 7 tenths. On this slide, we'll actually be learning how to make a safe estimate, which is a little bit different than just a regular estimate in order to solve problems. Now, first I should explain that term. A safe estimate is something that you do, especially when you're dealing with money or supplies that everybody needs. So here's an example situation. You know you have to go to Target and you know you have to get 5 different things. You know that those 5 different things will probably cost around, say, $18, but to be safe, you bring $20. Another example is, say you have 24 or 25 kids in the class, and you want to bring a cookie for every single kid. You know that one package usually comes with, say, 25 cookies. Well, just to be safe, you might get a second package just in case that first package doesn't have enough to make sure every kid gets a cookie. So this example problem says that Jenna wants to buy apple juice for 64 cents and a muffin for 98 cents. She has $1.75. Does she have enough money? So a safe estimate, again, we're going to round up always for a safe estimate. So 64 cents, instead of rounding to 60 cents like I normally would, I'm going to round it up to 70 cents. Again, I'm making a safe estimate. We want to show up at the store with enough money instead of not enough and then standing at the cashier all embarrassed. So then 98 cents, I'm going to round to a whole dollar. So her prices, or her items together, will probably cost about, if I add these together, $1.70. So yes, she should have enough money in order to buy these items. Especially because I rounded up on both of these numbers and I still would have a little wiggle room with $1.70 to get $1.75. All right, the next one says Pedro has 5 quarters. He wants to buy a pencil for 34 cents and a notebook for 93 cents. Does he have enough money? Okay, so 5 quarters. Remember that 4 quarters equals $1. So if he has an additional quarter after that, Pedro has $1.25 with him. So 34 cents, again, remember I'm going to make a safe estimate and I'm going to round up to 40 cents just to be on the safe side. And 93 cents I'm going to round to, that's about $1. Okay, so altogether to get his items, he needs about $1.40. With his 5 quarters, no, Pedro does not have enough money. Again, the key thing I want you to remember about a safe estimate is you have to make sure that you have enough to either pay for your items or to make sure that everybody can go on the field trip or that everybody gets the supply they need. Safe estimates come in handy in those real life situations. All right, so now I'm going to show you an example table which shows how much money Jamal earned this month selling newspapers. So here we can see each week how much he earned selling those newspapers. First, we're going to estimate Jamal's total earnings by rounding to the nearest $10. So that is the whole number tens place. So when I go through and underline that, no, in this case in week 2 we have nothing there. But if we're going to round to the nearest tens place, remember we look right next door and then round accordingly. So in week 1, the 9 will bump up the 1. So he made about $20 in week 1. In week 2, the 8 will bump up the 0 to a 1, which means that it's about $10. An 8 is closer to 10 than it is to 0. And then the 2 in week 3 will be bumped up by the 8, so he made about $30. And again, 28 is closer to 30 than it is to 20. And then in week 4, the 0 would not bump up the 1, so he made close to $10. So if we want the total earnings, now we'll add these numbers. So we get 2 plus 1, which is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So we made about, again, because it's an estimate, $70. The next one says about how much, that's another way to say estimate, about how much more did Jamal make in week 1 than in week 2? Estimate by rounding to the nearest dollar. Okay, so now I'm rounding to a different place, so I need to erase my work from before. So the nearest dollar is the ones place, and I need to look at week 1 and week 2. All right, so first I'm going to round these numbers and then find the difference. So in week 1, the 6 would bump up the 9, which would bump up then the 1 as well. So they made about $20 again in week 1. We find the same thing. And then in week 2, the 9 would bump up the 8 to a 9. So in week 2, we made about $9. So now it's saying about how much more did he make in week 1 than week 2. So here's where we would subtract 20 minus 9, which as we know is $11. So he made about $11 more. And I would use that word about since we did estimate our numbers. So on this page, we're going to discuss selecting a rounding unit. Now, we always select a rounding unit because when we do that, it allows us to estimate the answer mentally. So we're going to be writing our rounded problem and our estimated answer on the lines below. So this first one is 429 thousandths plus 502 thousandths. So I'm going to round to the first full number that I have here. So instead of the zeros, I'm going to round to the tenths place. So it's almost like the front end estimation. So in the first one, when I look next door, I see a 2. A 2 will not bump up the 4. So this rounds to about 400 thousandths, or remember, also known as 4/10. That's equal. In the next one, the 0 definitely won't bump up the 5. So this rounds to about 500 thousandths, also known as about 5/10. So our estimated answer, when I line up my numbers here, 5/10 plus 4/10, it's equal to 9/10. Now in this next one, I do see a whole number here, so I'm going to round to the ones place. So I'm going to underline the ones place in both of my numbers and then look right next door. So in the first one, 1 and 85 hundredths, the 8 will bump the 1 up to the whole number 2. And I will be adding that to 9/10. The 9 will bump up the 0, 9 is strong, to the whole number 1. So our estimated answer here is 3. On the next one, I see zeros out front, so I'll probably round to the tenths place then. So I'll look right next door. In the first number, 88 hundredths, the 8 will bump up the 8 in the tenths place to a 9. So this is about 9/10. And I'll be adding, the 8 will bump up the 2 to a 3, so about 3/10. So when I add these numbers together, 9 plus 3 is 12. I'll carry the 1. So I get 1 and 2/10 is my estimated answer. All right, kiddos, for your ticket today, you're going to estimate by rounding each number to the nearest tenth for the first 3 problems. And then you'll be using Jamal's earnings from selling newspapers to answer this word problem below.